It's time. Let's get into this. So the voice actor for Chopper is Michaela Hoover. She's Bertolt's sister. I don't know this person. Apparently people were saying that it's like a big deal that they got her. I've got no idea what she's been in. Let's look it up. Michaela. She's in Superman. Is she also in Attack on Titan? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's been in at all. I haven't seen most of these things. She was apparently in Lucifer. I don't remember that. And obviously, the big thing. It's Chopper. It's Chopper. Let's watch it. I've seen screenshots from this, but I don't know what this is. So let's watch this.
Chopper, you're hiding the wrong way. We can all see you.
That's gag number 1.
And 2.
By the way, one thing, I'm just gonna stop already. One thing that I thought this was gonna be an episode preview. They just made this to promote it. Like, this is just like a thing they're doing to promote it. It's crazy. Because this is not getting the actors. This is like CG and everything.
Help! Someone call a doctor!
That's gag number 2.
I am a doctor. Shut up!
It's crazy that they just made this as promo. That's what's crazy to me. Because this is like, this must have been very expensive. This must have been very, very expensive to do. Just as a little promo piece. Because the amount of rigging involved, like even the whole, like, look at this. The way he like wiggles, wiggles is, I don't even know what you call that.
Oh, wait.
Chopper, you can do it.
Look at this. Like just looking down at his like feet.
You can do it.
Oh.
The amount of rigging that went into this, hooves, I guess. He looks so good though. He looks so good though. It's crazy that they actually went all out. He looks way better than I expected. I'm gonna say it up front. And the way, like, this is what I'm afraid of. He looks so good, I'm afraid that he's not in the episodes. That's what I'm afraid of. Because this is the exact kind of look that I was really hoping for. But at the same time, I don't know if this is sustainable. Oh yeah, and it's coming 2026. Which, by the way, like, look, we went back and forth with the whole 2025, 2026 thing. They have to figure out something. I don't think releasing a show every 3 years, like, it's not gonna last. Like, people are saying, like, imagine if we get to arc XYZ. Bro, we're not getting anywhere at this pace. Like, this, literally, this comes out 2026. That puts Alabasta at the earliest, assuming they're filming back-to-back and assuming there's not a lot of overhead or anything, 2027, 2028. Because if this was 3 years, let's cut it down to like 2, 1.5. It's still gonna put you close to 2030. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know what causes this though. Like, because with the amount of money they have going into this, I wouldn't expect this is just like a time thing. Because I keep thinking back to like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, putting out seasons every year. I just don't really get where the time goes into. Because, like, yeah, VFX are better, but I mean, I don't know. Luffy's gonna be 47 by Eni's lobby. Let's talk a little bit about Chopper though. So they have somehow, this is like, in terms of design, this is like a mixture between pre-time skip and post-time skip in terms of his body proportions, right? Because he is very small and cutesy, but he still obviously has the pre-time skip look, which is, I think, a good compromise in terms of proportions. Appa has visited us. I'm very happy to say that he doesn't look uncanny, he just looks cute. Even with the human teeth, and with like the weird facial shape, he looks totally fine. He doesn't look weird, he doesn't look uncanny. They have somehow made him look good. Big W's. Big W's. Because I think one thing people are overlooking is how normal his face looks. It looks human, but it looks like a cutesy animal. It's not easy to do. It's very much not easy to do. Chunky Chopper is love. True. We just had a writer strike in May, September 2023. Obviously, it takes time for things to get back up to speed. I don't think this is just because of the writer strike. I think, like, if you look at every other Netflix show, for some reason their timelines are extremely long, and I honestly don't know where the time even goes. Because their filming timeline is pretty much in line with any other show. I don't know. It's the same thing with, like, Squid Game and everything else. Like, even shows you wouldn't expect to take that long to develop, they're cooking them up for years and years and years. And I don't know where the time goes. Because, again, shows like Game of Thrones, they didn't look much worse than Netflix CG does. And they were putting it out every year. Like, not even every year. Like, in between seasons, there was effectively, like, what, 9 months? 10 months, roughly speaking. He's between first Sonic and Detective Pikachu, basically what I expected to land on. I think this is really, 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 really good. Like, this is literally... My only fear with this is, like I said, is that he looks so good that he doesn't even appear in the episodes. If they try and hide him constantly because he's expensive, then yeah. But then again, they just made a 90-second thing from scratch just to promote him. So I don't know if this is a calculated risk or what, but he looks good. My only complaint is that he's not more cute. I think he's plenty cute. What are you talking about? Look at him. What are you talking about? HBO's House of the Dragon is taking so long for 7-8 episodes. Pretty much everyone is having this problem. Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Because, like, CG nowadays, it doesn't look much better than, again, Game of Thrones, for example. It just doesn't. And they have so much more money and so many more people working on it. I just literally don't understand why the timeline has increased so drastically. Especially with shows that are confirmed for multiple seasons in a row. Right? Like, I get that if you finish a season and you're not even sure you're going to be renewed, yeah, nothing is being done for the next season. But if you know you're getting multiple seasons in a row, why does it take 2 to 3 years to develop a season? It's weird. But I don't know. I'm totally fine with them taking as much time as they want or need. I just fear that this is not sustainable. Like, I don't think you're going to retain actors if they're waiting like three years between seasons. Or in this case, I guess they're going to shoot season 2 and 3 back to back, and then there's going to be a long off period before season 4, right? In terms of them working. Otherwise, like, the lag in the releases and them filming, it would be literally like 4 years at that point. I don't know. Very cute, but could be a smidge chunkier. I would be very interested if they have multiple... this little thing of him, like, dancing around. So cute. So cute. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I'd be interested if they had multiple versions of him. Just to see, like, what works. They can't expect us to wait 3 years for 7 episodes. Well, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Are shows having longer breaks, or are we not spending months with a season and just blowing through them in a week? There's also that, but the thing is, like, even if you compare that timeline, because there is, what you're saying is very true. So when you released 7-8 episodes over the course of 2 months, obviously the effective wait between seasons is gonna be less, right? Because you've already bought yourself 2 months with the show. But still, like, the timeline for this is exponentially longer than it was for all the other shows that came out. I wish they released this weekly. Because the reason why I brought this up, we live in a timeline that is a flat circle. So as you can see, we are already returning to a, like, batch release, even though it bleeds into Christmas, which most of the time is very risky for TV shows because people are just doing other stuff, right? But no, Netflix has said final season of Stranger Things is going to be 3 parts. Conveniently spaced over 2 months, so they get 2 months of your subscription. Almost as if this is how people design things back in the first place. You know? Get multiple months out of you. So, I am hoping that they at least break this up into chunks, ideally into weeks. People are going to watch 7 episodes of this and wait 3 years again. It's going to be miserable. Especially because this is going to be like... This is literally part 1 of Alabasta. Like, there will be no major climax in this season. I blame Netflix. It's not a Netflix problem. It's the same thing with Apple TV had the same thing with Severance. HBO is having the same thing with House of the Dragon. It's happening everywhere. And I just don't know where this bloat is happening. Ironically enough, a similar thing is happening in anime as well. I mean, I made a video about this, right? Anime is becoming the next gaming industry. Koroto. Right here. This is literally happening in every single media form. And I think it's like scope creep in places where it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm just curious where that bloat is happening with the show like One Piece. Or any other show for that matter. Alright, let's look at this though. A special news coup from Oda-sensei just dropped. Chopper has made his debut, I'm sorry I can't read. And now it's time to celebrate the crew that brought our lovely and weird doctor to life. Gear up, Straw Hats, we're sailing for the Grand Line. The live action One Piece! The key to season 2 is, of course, a weird talking animal. After extensive trial and refinement by the entire team, the day has come to finally unveil him. From his form and furs, to his expressions and voice, and even lighting and gravity simulation, a world-class team brought their skills together in bringing Tony Chopper to life. And now he's ready to be introduced to the world. Check him out. Big dubs. Big dubs, big dubs, big dubs. I think he looks amazing. He's cute. He looks good. His little funny dance. Perfect. The amount of gags they have in this. 10 out of 10 cinema. Not wanting to wait 3 years for a handful of episodes. We're also not talking about people aging. I mean, yeah, that's just what I mean by it not being sustainable. Like, the world is changing ridiculously fast. If you're putting out a single season of the same show every 3 years, like, it's night and day nowadays. Especially for, like, VFX and stuff. The voice also fit pretty well. The voice is good, yeah.
I am a doctor.
The small smile. It's crazy. I was also worried about the VA, yeah. But, I mean, I think the voice is really, really good. It has, like, that... I don't even know how to describe it. It sounds like weirdly childish, which I think fits for Chopper, right? Because he's acting like a kid 24/7. But it doesn't sound like goofy, I guess. Kind of sounds like a what are you yapping about? Little hoof wiggles. I can't take live action anime seriously. Death Note, for example. What you're actually trying to say is that you can't take bad live action seriously. You know why I can tell you that? Because there's a little movie called Edge of Tomorrow. This little movie right here. And what you might not know is that this movie is actually based on a light novel. Functionally an adaptation. So what you actually mean is that you just can't handle bad live action adaptations. So when you get a good Death Note live action adaptation, that won't be true. There is no barrier in adapting stories. The only reason why live action has this stigma now is because no one knows how to adapt them. And ironically enough, One Piece is the first thing that has ever gotten the closest. And this, by the way, this is not the only example. Like, Akira is based on a bunch of stuff. The Matrix is based on a bunch of stuff. Most of the stuff that people don't think about is in some way actually adapted from other things. A lot of which is manga and anime. With AI, it could be faster for the next years. AI will absolutely be implemented in this stuff. Like, all this, and not, like, again, people get real mad when they hear the letters AI. AI here is mostly going to be used for simulations and stuff like that. It's like ray tracing, lighting, and all that is like theoretically also AI based, right? But it's like not AI as we mean like generative AI. Absolutely, like VFX is going to be the first thing that is like boosted up because of this stuff. 2 Minute Papers has done a lot of videos about this, by the way, if you're curious. Because a bunch of this stuff is purely based in like simulations. He had a video about this relatively recently. About like the fur simulation stuff. Yeah, I don't remember when it was. AI for fur simulation, etc. is just advanced CG. Yeah, people just get mad when you describe it as such. Because like AI now has such a stigma. It's like video game AI and people lose their minds even though video game AI, I mean, this has been a thing since the 90s. That's what makes the NPCs move, right? It's just like people are now talking about different things. Like generative AI, simulational AI, and all that is like different things, but people are just like... Having him all bloody and twisted in live action sounds much darker than it is in the anime. My imagination brings some really messed up things in my head. If they actually go all out with like making him super beat up, like with the mushroom scene, it's gonna be bad. He's gonna be bad. I think this is something people always overlook. Is the same reason why, again, why no one I think has really gotten live actions correct. The tonal difference between what you see in anime and manga and then live action is fundamentally different. it's just down to suspension of disbelief, right? When you're seeing a anime character or a manga character lose a limb, you see them lose an eye, you see them beat up, you're desensitized to it because it's not real. In live action, all of this will hit different. So if they really go all out and make him like all bloody and messed up, I think it's gonna be diabolical. People just fundamentally react differently to blood if it's live action than it is anime or manga. It's like the whole conversation we've had around The Last of Us 2. And like the use of violence there. Recast a time skip. Bro, at this pace, we're not getting, by the time we get to time skip, we are gonna upload our brains. Like, if this comes out every 2-3 years, every season, and every season 7 episodes, I will be in the Matrix by the time we get to time skip. Like, this will literally, I will be in the internet. We will be talking in like a full dive VR, literally. This is where we will be. This right here. This is gonna be us by the time we see time skip. I don't think we should be thinking about time skip anytime soon. Wait, hold on. Let's see. So this, let's do rough numbers. So this would be, let's say 2028, right? Then we're gonna have, this is like 2030 roughly speaking, right? Then this is 2032 roughly speaking. Maybe they would do all of this. So this is 2032. Thriller Bark, this is where things get messy. So this would be like 2034. And just to like round up, this would be like 2030, 37, 38, because this is like very big, right? You really think we're gonna be talking about live action One Piece by 2038? Think back to like 2012. Where were you in the year 2012? And now think about where you might be in the year 2038. I need them to add tiny eyebrows. I would assume they tried. I would almost certainly assume that they tried adding eyebrows and they probably looked weird. Koroto talking like his body is falling apart, that he needs to be in the Matrix. I don't need to be in the Matrix. I will choose to be in the Matrix. I'm basically plugged in already. I'm just gonna go all the way. I believe in the future several scenes will be done with AI. Just look at what VO3 is capable of. Absolutely. Like, people are gonna complain. I'm not saying it's a good thing, bad thing. Make up your own mind. Obviously, it's gonna be done with AI. Of course it will be. As soon as it can generate stuff that is consistent beyond what it is currently capable of, make everything look good, obviously it's gonna be used. There's no two ways about it. Like, why wouldn't it? This is an entertainment platform. Of course they'll try and use it. Try turning down the gamma a bit on your monitor and look at the Netflix thumbnail. Chopper with dark eyes looks almost demonic. I'm not gonna do that. I love how they're lighting Chopper on this attention to detail. It highlights the fuzzy horde thingies. I'm telling you, like, this is why I'm, on one hand, this is excellent, but on the other, I'm scared. This is what I've been talking about for months. He is so high res and so good that I am very worried that he is too good. Check out other One Piece stuff from Tadum if you can. The actors were talking about season 3 and even mentioned season 3 if I'm right. Again, I know you're just joining. Season 3 has already been confirmed by what's his face, Crocodile. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're working on season 3. There's nothing to worry about. Like, he literally said we're taking a break between season 2 and 3, and then we're gonna get back to work. Like, this was a very low-key slip-up. They are working on season 3. Season 3 is confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed formally, but it's happening. And of course it's happening. I did see the clip. They were like joking around with the cast. It was...
Okay, we're talking about season 3. Is that fine?
Whoa. Okay, wait. And then
Which actually, you know what? The fact that Makenyu is very, very trained in terms of dealing with like cinema people, right? And usually he's very reserved and doesn't really spill the beans on anything. So him actually saying this, I didn't even think about this before. The fact that he is the one to say this is kind of like They probably told him to say it. This doesn't seem spontaneous. This seems like something he might have been told to slip in there. Yeah, this does seem scripted. I do think this was deliberately slipped in there. All show is scripted. I don't think all of this is scripted. I do think they give them some leeway. They script the transition bits, but usually these little interview bits, they do give them some spontaneity. The host will have their talking points, but everyone else is usually freeform. It was like the same reason why in the anime awards, the Stranger Things kids just started rambling. All the transitions, everything, that's scripted, but in terms of what they say, it's not that big of a deal. I'm low-key freaking out that if Avatar and One Piece Season 2 have confirmed Season 3, because if it fails, oh my lord. One Piece is gonna make money for Netflix either way, because they have the anime and stuff. Avatar, Avatar is spooky. Like, Avatar has the chance to lose a lot of money for Netflix, I think. Because there is no synergy with Avatar. Netflix no longer has the rights to the I know it still is on Netflix in some regions, I think. But obviously Paramount owns Avatar, right? So Netflix doesn't have the synergy with Avatar as they're going to have with the One Piece anime and One Piece anime itself on Netflix. So the synergy with... There's nothing to worry about with One Piece, basically. Avatar, that's a very, very different beast. Avatar, if that fails, it's gonna be big sad. Poor Makenyu, his eardrums are being destroyed by Iñaki. There is no news about the One Piece. Nothing. Radio silence. What happened to the Wit Studio thingy? I don't think anything happened. I think, again, if you go back to the YouTuber Koroto's Mystery Shack, also known as Koroto TV, because it wasn't on the main channel. In the first videos we talked about, it was pretty clear that this was super early. I still had short hair. Well, shorter hair. So they were talking about, like, still looking for people to work on it, right? And then there was this update right here, which was 9 months ago. And this was also mostly concept art and still, like, super early production materials. So I think it's just gonna take a little while. The Dean Fritz haircut? God damn it. You look 15 in that? Like, literally... I can change my age by hair, and I'm not even joking. It's actually cursed. The AI thing with Wit, they talked about using AI initially, but from what I understand, they were kind of they were pushing back against using AI. So I'm not sure where it lands, because originally there was like talk about Wit using like advanced artificial intelligence technologies, but I don't know. It still looks uncanny. If it's going to be used, it's going to be used as like in between stuff. If Wit uses any kind of AI, it's just gonna be coloring stuff like that, or using like to transform backgrounds into 2D or something like that. It's not gonna be used for anything else. For 3D map references, yeah, they built the they have like a full 3D model that they built. So they built like the whole thing in 3D so they can have consistent angles everywhere. And there is a chance they might use like a 3D camera and then like use AI to transform it into their style, and so that it's like 2D. I can see something like that if it's like a unimportant background that they just want to have like slightly blurred and look like in style. But I don't know. I don't know. Very noticeably shiny and plastic-ish. It's just because no one knows how to use it yet. It looks the same everywhere because no one's actually applied it. But if you run it through like your own filters and stuff, you can probably make it look good, is what I would assume. You just need to like use it as a stepping stone and not a replacement. Luffy flying through towns with ODM gear? Why would Luffy use ODM gear if he has hands? Luffy's not going to use ODM gear. He could just do it himself. They'll probably use the 3D models as layout for background, then paint over it. It worked for painting. Oh yeah. That's something I think they're going to definitely use. I think AI was given to the public way too early, so people don't use it as a stepping stone. It's the same thing as with the .com bubble. The .com bubble, like, it's actually funny how history repeats itself literally one-to-one. You know the meme about how Google released the thing where, like, you can try on clothes with AI, and it wiped out, like, 15 startups in San Francisco? It's literally the same thing now. We are living in the .com bubble again. It's literally playing out one for one. Businesses that don't need a website, don't need AI right now, it's literally 1-to-1. And people are just pouring money into it. It's so funny to me. All right, all that being said, we've talked about all the news. I don't think there's really much more we can talk about right now. TLDR, Chopper looks really good, almost too good, and I'm afraid that they might hide Chopper. My hope is that this comes out relatively early in 2026. They start shooting as soon as possible, and the next season comes out in at most 15 months after season 2. And they should release season 2 weekly. Because if we're gonna blitz through, Logtown needs to be a monumental moment. If we blitz through Logtown and blitz all the way to whatchamacallit, already set up to Alabasta, and then there is no Alabasta, the entire thing is going to be disjointed. Netflix trust. Trust Netflix. Don't trust Netflix, just Netflix trust, is what I mean. You don't need to trust Netflix. Netflix need to trust One Piece. Release it weekly. And then it's also going to be much better with season 3. Do it. Do it. All right. That being said, I'll put up a video of this, and then I'll see you back in roughly 5 hours for the One Piece chapter. See you later. In 5 hours. Goodbye.